Hi all, welcome to episode number 6 of the Road to Top 100. Pushing on very nicely with the leagues. As I said, we're now focusing on the latest of the Scandinavian swing, so we can smash links. We also sub to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at G is a Legend. All the links are down below for posting the channel and social media links as always. Hopefully this one can go just as smooth as the last one. Might take us a little bit longer, depending on how everything progresses. But as you see, we're ploughing through quite nicely early on. The one thing I'm noticing early on already with the Swedish league, I think there's even more bronzes than before that I'm having to buy. There is a decent amount of silvers, but not as many as I think. I'll maybe have to look at Footbin's league structure thing to maybe give me an idea which league just has more bronzes than silvers. But regardless, we want to get through Sweden, get through that, and then we're looking pretty good. Try to roughly remember how many teams. Sweden has about 14, I think, so it's probably going to take a little bit longer than Denmark. But I still aim to hopefully get it all done in this one run. My biggest fear is, as always, is when the game decides to lock you out of buying and bidding and all that sort of stuff. Because I'm doing this all in one run. I'm not doing this in, say, I'm doing this at like one go. If I'm starting with the first team, by the time I get to the last team, it's all done in one run. I'm not having, I'm not doing anything else or anything like that. So pretty much, like the video, as you can see, is just over 10 minutes. In realistic terms, it's not a great deal of time I'm actually putting in this. I'm putting in very little time. I'm obviously just speeding everything up. Otherwise you'd be watching a very long video, and I'd highly doubt you'd want to do that. But regardless, in terms of teams that I would focus probably on in this, Malmo, because of Lipmanen, I think that's where he played his part of his career, I think. Other teams are, let me think. AIK, something tells me about AIK, I might be wrong. Yeah, I'm kind of struggling here. Swedish league I don't know as well. But yeah, Malmo players there, they seem to have some decent value about them if the league, not league SBC, sorry, if they're required in some capacity, even if it's one player, if it's done how when it was Schmeichel for Brøndby and potentially but for Malmo for Lipmanen, it might just boost them up a little bit just to give you enough of leeway, but obviously it's not guaranteed. But I'm just amazed at how much I'm able to just buy so freely. I know they're not big leagues, but in maybe even, I would say the last couple of years, you would actually genuinely struggle to buy these players. Like last year, for example, I know that it was actually difficult to go to these leagues at times and actually buy these players quite consistently, mainly because people would go through these leagues for when it came to like the upgrade SBCs, they would target these leagues, and while they're not doing it as much, it's interesting. As you saw there, I just had 4,170 players, so we're looking not too bad actually. Probably that run just there probably pushed us over 4-2, so we're getting there quite nicely. I know probably once we get through Sweden and then finally Norway, I'd imagine that probably push us nearer 5, and then it gets interesting because obviously it's like, where do you then target next for leagues? Because I know obviously still got a lot of the small leagues that haven't even remotely touched it yet, but obviously at the same time we've still got a lot of the 75 rated cards. We actually don't have all of them, or nearly all of them I should say, because I know for like say a couple of the big leagues I won't have them all. It's just a case of I'll just have to be patient. But I think, is it Rogne is formerly one of these teams, I think, one of the Swedish teams, I think, and now he plays in Poland. So if he's, I'm sure it's Rogne plays for one of the teams in Sweden. Now that I think about, now that I've just went through these teams, and Thomas Rogne used to play for Celtic. I think it was Middlesbrough, Cardiff he went to, and then he went abroad back into like Norway, Sweden. Because the Norwegian centre back now, as I said, now he plays for Lech Poznan. I think it was like a January transfer, I think. Might be wrong. But still, regardless, as we're saying, we're just blitzing through teams here, left, right and centre. Actually just amazed like how easy it is. If you want the filters that I use, what I do is I do bronze 150, silver is 300, and then obviously the reason why we do silver 300, it just saves us having to search for the rares basically. Just saves us a lot of time and a lot of hassle. But we're getting runs done fairly smoothly, fairly quickly, and you find as well, it doesn't really take you that long to get to 50. As you can see, club value is looking not too shabby. Now second overall out of everyone I have on like friend list, and I've got like 100, like nearly 100 friends that I've registered for FIFA. So I think I've got like a good healthy dosage of friends, but there's quite a few of them don't play FIFA. But one thing I've noticed with a lot of these leagues is Spanish players, like, I don't know what it is, but they seem to be the ones that always find difficult to nab. I don't know what it is about them. Like, in a couple of these teams they have like 1 or 2 Spanish players, and for whatever reason it is, you're like, oh. But even then, they're worth nabbing because they are so easy to just link up with other, like a League SBC, not a League SBC, sorry, any of the SBCs that, if you've got to have like Spanish links, for example, and you just need one off the cusp, then it just kind of helps. But Kalmar, they have Elm, Deutsche Gardens is Olsen, Karlstrom, and I'm sure is it just 3 goals this year? I can't remember for the life of me. But Elm, Karlstrom and Olsen we have all 3 anyway. But we're looking pretty good already, and pretty much next to no time, which is what you want, because at times it can get a bit troublesome trying to get some of these players. But what I'm noticing is I'm not really having to wait long. The longest I think I've had to wait so far for one particular player is around 35 minutes, and that's only because it was a fairly extinct player for like 35-40 minutes I think, and we've noticed because they were pretty much extinct and there was only a handful on the market and people were listing at silly prices, like the one that was up for like 150, 10,000, and we were able to finally get them, and like yes, no one was actually even bidding them, which was kind of hilarious for a card that was like 5 in the market. You're able to get them for 150. Marebro, the one team I'll be interested, I've not paid attention much to in FIFA context, is Östersunds. Like, I've paid attention to them when it comes to like European games, if they had a chance for a man of the match, like the team in the group stage cards, which they didn't even get, which would be kind of a shame. But obviously I think that's because they didn't cover UCL, Europa League. They did just like one. But for me, like, Östersunds would be the kind of team that must surely have some upgrades inbound. But as you can see as well, we've got a couple of the goals that did some gold trading as well, which was kind of handy. Try to think what else this is for, especially since I've got the Barca badge. Oh, it'll come at me. But we'll, as you can see as well, we've got quite a bulky transfer list. Obviously that's one of our biggest issues just now, is just kind of the transfer list, but I'll work with it, and obviously I'll probably come as the episodes progress, I will get through that transfer list fairly quickly. I always like to try and have enough to work with in terms of investments really. But Östersunds is actually kind of surprising me. I'm sure this is the last team as well now that I'm looking at the AZ of the Swedish league. But Östersunds, the way they've played this year, they've definitely, I'm surprised they've not got themselves an inform, or even a special card from like team in the group stage or something. But all in all, we've looked pretty good, and I'm happy with how this has progressed. Fairly quick. I'm quite chuffed with that, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of now tackling this Swedish league. Smash like as always, sub to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, GZLegend, and I will catch you all later.